Hi friends, welcome back to Inspo English. I am Xavier Case. Friends, today I am here with the second part of our discussion on the beautiful poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. In the first part, I gave you a brief life sketch of the author, a short description of his life and career. Today I'm here to give you the summary of the poem and going a little deeper into the poem, a kind of analysis of the poem. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Okay, before we start reading the poem, let me tell you, the poem is actually written from the perspective of a traveler. A gentleman is riding his horse. As he moves along, he reaches a particular point. It's a woods land. He enters there. Now he is in the middle of the woods land. It's evening. There is the sound of light wind blowing and soft snowflakes falling. And the sun is about to set. So in the background of the sunset, he is really charmed by the beauty of the landscape. He can't move forward. He dismounts there and start enjoying the beauty of the location. Now let's start reading the poem. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His horse is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. The first two lines actually expresses the traveler's familiarity with the woods land. He knows the owner and the place where he lives. Whose woods these are, I think I know. He claims to know the owner of the woods. And he further says he knows that his house, his residence is in the village far away. So that shows the familiarity of the traveler with the place and the owner and his residence. Third and fourth line, he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. Here he says, since the owner is far away, living far away in the village, he may not see me entering his property without his permission and enjoying the beauty of the landscape. It's very simple. Here in this line, actually, what is important is he is a trespasser there. Then coming to the next stanza, my little horse must think it queer. Queer means strange, okay, strange. To stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. In fact, the author is thinking from the standpoint of the host. He doubts whether the host might think strange. He might find it strange to stop without a farmhouse anywhere near. Horses, they need food, rest, and they will carry out the orders of the master. So their concern is always food, rest, and accommodation and all that. So he thinks, the traveler thinks whether the host might think why the master is stopping at such a point where there is no farmhouse seen anywhere near. To stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods, and they are actually standing between the woods and the frozen lake. And it's a reference to the risk of the situation and the place where they stand, and the darkest evening of the year. That evening seemed to be particularly dark. So he is thinking from the standpoint of the horse. Then he gives his harness bells a shake. He means here the horse, okay? The horse gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. Maybe showing his irritation Maybe quite naturally the host did it, but the traveler thinks, or the other thinks, that the host gave a shake of his harness bells to show his irritation in the master's action. Okay. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. And this shake of his harness bell would mean whether the horse is doubtful if there is any mistake. There was some problem. Yes. And other than the sound of the harness bells of the horse, the only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. That happens together. There is a light wind and soft. Easy means light, not very strong wind. Light wind, and downy means soft. Soft snowflakes are falling. That happens together. So other than the sound of the harness bells, we have the sound of the light wind and the soft flakes. Okay, now coming to the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So the traveler is enjoying the beauty of the landscape. It's completely silent. The only sound that disturbs the atmosphere is the sound of the harness bell of the horse that comes not often, but rarely it happens. And then the sweep of the light wind and the fall of the soft snowflakes. Other than that, everything is silent. Okay, and that silence gives a kind of atmosphere, calm and quiet atmosphere for the traveler to enjoy the beauty. He is the only one there, and he is the sole, what shall we say, proprietor of that situation for the time being. The woods are lovely, but all of a sudden he becomes aware of the realities. Actually, he is on his way to some destination. He has a long way to go. And now he is there, having been caught up by the beauty of the landscape. So he suddenly becomes aware that he has to go forward, continue his journey. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. He says, the woods are really very beautiful, dark and deep and beautiful. But three adjectives are used to refer to the beauty of the woods. What is that? Lovely, dark and deep. It's all okay, but I have to go. But I have promises to keep. I have some duties to fulfill. I have obligations to carry out. I cannot stay back here for so long. So suddenly being aware of his duties, responsibilities, he moves forward. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. And miles to go, and his destination is far away. And miles to go before I sleep. Third line is repeated. Why it is repeated, I will give you in the next stage. I mean, when I give you an analysis of the poem. Anyway, miles to go before I sleep means before he reaches his destination, he has a long way to travel. Okay. The end of the day is usually marked by going to bed. So before he goes to sleep, he has a long way to travel. So suddenly he becomes aware of the situation, the surroundings, and he continues his journey. This is actually the literal explanation of the poem. Now let's go back and go a little deeper into the poem and analyze it. The first two lines actually don't have much different sense. It's just a literal sense only. These two lines expresses the traveler's familiarity with the woods and its owner and his residence. Coming to the third and fourth line, I think we need further to explain. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. I have already pointed out that some kind of trespassing is there. Actually, the woods belong to someone else. He has entered the property of another one without permission. So it's a crime, it's an offense, punishable by a law. Every government, every land has its own laws regarding land and property and trespassing and all that. We cannot enter someone else's property without his or her permission. It's a criminal offense. Here he has done it. But he says, since the owner's house is far away, he may not see me trespassing into his property and enjoying the beauty of his landscape. Perhaps the owner at the moment is not able to enjoy the beauty as this traveler enjoys. Actually, he is the owner, but he enjoys the beauty of the landscape better than the owner. Here, I think we must say something more, and that is regarding possession. Very often we feel that we are the sole proprietors or the owners of our house, our garden, and things like that. It's true that we are the owner. No one can claim any right to it. But in a figurative way, we can say we are all owners of this entire beautiful world. For example, you have a very beautiful house and a wonderful garden in front of it. Of course, you enjoy the beauty of it, but a passerby, a person who passes along, may enjoy the beauty of your house and your garden better than you, because that depends on the aesthetic sense of the person. Okay, we cannot question that. So the idea of possession is not really very good. We cannot possess anything in this world. We should have a broad-minded attitude in that matter. Let everyone enjoy the beauty of the world, beauty of things, beauty of houses, beauty of parks, okay, beauty of landscapes. No one can prevent that. So when I thought about the inner meaning of the lines, this thing came into my mind. I thought of sharing it with you. So we cannot possess anything. So here actually the owner is there. He may be often visiting that place and enjoying the beauty of the landscape. But this particular evening, which is more beautiful than many other evenings, who is able to enjoy? The traveler who passed by. So that's it. And now coming to the next stanza. My little horse must think it cure to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Here, actually a kind of personification is done. That means the traveler is personifying his horse. The horse is assumed to have feelings like human beings. You know what's personification? Maybe non-living things or living beings, not humans. They are considered to be like human beings, having the capacity to think, to enjoy the beauty, to have feelings, and to have, what shall we say, ability to move. Living beings, of course, they have. The horse here, personifying the horse to be a human being. Even non-living things are personified. In olden days, I mean, olden days means at the beginning of the development of the drama, or the art of theatre dramas, actually qualities were personified. Truth, violence, everything appears on the stage. Okay, a person wearing a cutout of truth, carrying a cutout of truth, okay, written truth, appears on the stage, and it is supposed to be truth, okay, on the stage. Truth personified. So in the same way, here the horse is personified. Horse is given human quality of questioning its surroundings. The horse asks some questions to the master. What is that? Hey master, what is this? Nonsense. You know, it's evening. The sun is going to set. It's getting dark. The place is very lonely. And there are no farmhouses anywhere near. Are you not concerned about it? Is it not a risk to stay back longer? Such questions are coming from the part of the horse, or the traveler imagines that such questions are there from the part of the horse. The horse is personified. Further, we can see that the speaker is actually in a state of confusion, in a mental conflict. Actually, he wants to stay back and enjoy the beauty of the landscape for a longer time. But he himself imagines thinks, is it not risky to stay back longer? I am alone here. It's a very lonely place. Snowfall is there. It's getting dark. Shouldn't I move? So that inner conflict is there. So speaker's own sense of doubt and hesitation in stopping in the woods is also expressed through these lines. Or even we can consider it as a metaphor for the speaker's inner conflict between the desire to rest. We all have that desire to rest at a place where it's really very comfortable. But at the same time, we have another urge to go forward because our duties, our responsibilities don't permit us to stay back. So that's it. The speaker's inner conflict between the desire to rest and the obligation to keep moving forward. That also is expressed. Some critics give these kinds of explanations to these lines. Let's come back to the poem. My little horse must think it cure to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. So the harness bells shake. That is a question mark to the master from the part of the horse. He feels as if the horse asks if there was some mistake, anything the matter. Is there anything wrong? Then, coming to the third and fourth line, the only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. Actually, as I told you, the place is very lonely. Everything is very calm and quiet. There is a kind of serenity pervading the atmosphere. And the only other sound means there is one sound already there happening at intervals. What's that? The shake of the harness bells. But what is the other sound? The other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. There is light wind. Okay, so easy wind and downy flake. Easy wind means light wind, and downy flake means soft snowflakes falling. It happens together. The wind is blowing and snowflakes are falling. That sound is there. Other than that, the atmosphere is very quiet. Okay, quiet and calm. Now let's go to the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. I said, I gave you the literal sense of it. Suddenly, the traveler is aware of the situation. He is awakened from a trance, okay, and he moves forward. Okay, because he has a long way to go and he has responsibilities to fulfill back home. But is there any inner meaning to this? Yes, as I told you in my introduction, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, used to keep a copy of these 4 lines on his office table, and he used to read it every day and get inspired. As the Prime Minister of India, first Prime Minister of India, he thought he had many responsibilities, many duties to perform before he ends his career or before his death. So he used to get inspired from these lines. So coming to the lines again, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, and I have promises to keep. Woods actually stands for life, according to me. In my opinion, it stands for life. The woods are lovely. The world is really very beautiful. We have life, and life is a one-time opportunity. And we should have a destination in our life. In the journey of life, there are many things to attract us, or to deviate us from the right path, to distract us from our final goal, from our destination. So, on the way, when we see these charming things or persons, this can be persons, events, or some programs, whatever it is, that can deviate us from our final goal. So we must be on our guard against that. Very often we will have to make ourselves aware of our destination in life, the final goal that we have in our life. And in the journey of life, again, we shouldn't forget our duties and responsibilities to our family, as an individual, to our society and nation. We should often reinvigorate us. We should often make us vigorous, lively, rejuvenate us with a second thought of our duties and responsibilities in life and the final goal. And here the word is used, sleep is used twice, and the line is repeated, okay. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. As I said earlier, it has got a deeper sense. Sleep here means death, or it can mean death. So we have many duties and responsibilities to perform as an individual, as a father, as a mother, as a brother, as a sister. We have many responsibilities to perform, to fulfill. So we should make ourselves aware of these duties and responsibilities often. Okay, take a break and think. Think twice before you leap, says goes the saying. And I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep. The world is so charming. We shouldn't be caught up there forever. In that case, we will lose our life. Okay, thank you for watching. I think you enjoyed the session. I am sure this will be very helpful to you when you face the question papers. And even as a student of literature, a lover of literature, you can enjoy reading the poem. It's a wonderful one. Thank you. I will be back with another useful video soon. Till then, goodbye.